Hey, what's up out there, everybody? David Cravens, the Relentless Hope Podcast. You know where we're at down here at the 239 Studios and this wonderful trailer that we're in. That's right. And over to the left, used to be on the right, but now to my left is my beautiful,
Oh, Lord Jesus.
savage wife. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've switched it up around here. My girl D-Money over there on the controls. What's up, D-Money? You know, my girl's been here having to upload, and she only lost her Christianity 3 times on me today. She called me a no, she didn't call me nothing. She just smiled and grinned. She'll talk about me tonight to Eduardo. When she gets home. No, we love Eduardo too. So what's up, baby?
Today is the best day of my life.
Yes.
I am so excited.
We're excited who we have here now.
2 of my favorite
And
people.
before I get going, this is what I wanted to start off with this, because for this couple next to me, you know, you always hear in life like, man, that's a red flag, right? Or, hey, man, that's a red flag in a relationship. I'm trying to practice something new, and it's like focus on people's green flags. So that's the good stuff. So what I did this morning while I was waiting for my beautiful wife to get ready, which actually, guys, I used to complain how long, but she's so on spot. Like when we got to go, she rolls out. She's ready to go. Even though I woke her up at 5 this morning, she was up, got ready. We had some work to do
Dear
before
Jesus,
and got here. But I was going over the green flags. So to the right, I'm going to go ahead and introduce them.
Come on.
We got Nic and Rachel Aylor.
What?
Let's
go.
Very good friends. You know, it was funny. Rachel just made a comment off camera. She said, well, I ain't got to worry about turning my phone down. Everybody I love and know is here.
Right
But
here.
it was just all our friends.
Here
Because
we are.
we all stay in contact a lot.
A lot.
Me and Nic, if I don't talk to him every other day, I won't break up with him. He's like, it's over my relationship. I know you call me back. You ain't that busy. Put down the wand and get off of the coaching call and call me. I just kidding. And Rachel and Jahnna are they're
We do our own
all
thing.
day long talking.
In between
and
the
then
mom stuff.
we have a group text that we all talk on.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Facts.
crazy. But you guys are, you know, people hear us talk. Me and you've done some stuff together.
Yeah.
You've got some things which we're going to get in. Speak to the Mountain podcast, which just hit over 1,000 subscribers, I think, on YouTube, and the reels are doing good. People are tuning in. Listen to what you guys got to say. I'm super proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we'll get into more of that when we go on. But
For sure.
what I wanted to do as we get started, these are the green flags that are in our relationship. Okay. And when I say that, I know a lot of people. I've got X amount of close friends that I consider close friends that know what's going on in my life. I can vent to.
Yeah.
And one of them's you, and one of them is Tim Jarrett.
Timmy.
He's around here, but no, but there's only certain people in my life, and me and you probably talk more than me and anybody as far as it goes.
For sure.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe sometimes a long time, sometimes a couple minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is for both of you guys. So one of the green flags and you guys is they celebrate your wins. Not everybody that roots for you is rooting for you. So a green flag in a relationship, in our relationship, is that you guys celebrate us. Like you're like, let's go, bro. Everywhere we go to speak together, which we do when we go places, we usually go as a team, you know, which is like the dream team. You know what I mean? Why I got Dennis Rodman on today. We're rocking them Rodman jerseys, and I'll explain why. That was strategically too today. But is you always are bringing up stuff, giving us props, which I don't know, you know, it's not that big a deal. And you know my heart, and you're always doing that. So you guys celebrate our wins.
Yeah.
You remember small things about us and vice versa. You know, we can remember times when we first met or funny things or what you like or one sock on or, you know what I mean? Like
Blue McDonald's.
Blue McDonald's.
Summer camp.
My mom, and my mom will know what the one sock on means. Because, you respect boundaries. You know, Nic knows, and of course, Jahnna knows. If I say, hey, bro, I'm tired, I'll talk He's like, all right, bro, hit me up.
Yep.
Yeah.
He can just tell in my voice, like, hey, bro, you ain't wanting to joke, you ain't wanting to talk, and vice versa.
Yeah, for sure.
And boundaries would be like, hey, we don't go out that late because this, or we can't go without because whatever it is, we all respect our boundaries, and it doesn't affect our relationships. Sometimes people's boundaries will affect your relationships of how you're we don't really mess with them because we do this. I don't care if you don't golf, or I don't care if you don't go. We respect each other's boundaries because that doesn't define our friendship.
That's good.
Another one is you are energized after you see them. And this is a big one. And I was talking to Tim about this earlier on the phone because sometimes me and you can start venting to each other about small businesses and this, and then we'll end up catching ourselves because we're probably sinning through the first few. We keep it real.
Most definitely.
We keep it real on the Relentless Hope podcast.
100%.
And then we'll catch ourselves and go, man, we're horrible. And then we'll make a joke. And then after I hang up or we leave the house, there's been times we're like, all right, we're taking off. And then we make it to the counter.
Yeah.
And we make it to the counter from the table. We're like, all right, talk for another. All right, we're taking off.
Yeah.
Then we make it out
to the way home.
to the driveway. And then we make it to the driveway. And then I got in the car and I'm like, oh yeah, let me tell you one more thing. And then we drive and then we're texting on the way home. It's like, but I say that when we leave each other.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking for us. And
absolutely.
You feel energized.
Right.
That's a green flag in a relationship.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't leave you guys going, man. Every time I hang out with Nic and Rachel,
Right.
It's draining.
Here I go again. Like, oh man, I we'll go over there, but I'm gonna pray for you know what I mean. This is a good one too, and I know this for you guys too. But they listen without being defensive. And anybody who's close to me knows that's a big one because I'm gonna say it like it is, and you're the same way.
That's good.
But Nic can call me on something like, well, man, did you think about it? Maybe he's saying this. But if he came across defensive to me, I'm like, I'm just your friend. I'm just hearing you talk. I don't need you to give me dang advice right now, right? And vice versa, right? So that's another good green flag.
Yeah.
This one's a big one, especially for me, because usually people that meet me, it's two things. Either they don't like me or they love me.
There's no in between.
They'll say he's the most obnoxious person in the world. He's arrogant, or he drives me nuts, or they'll be like, Dave, that's my boy. I love him. Is they allow you to be fully yourself. I don't have to pretend when I'm with you.
Amen.
I don't have to.
That's good.
Whether we all want to face this or not, we're all in an influencer space. Whether we do it under the banner of Jesus, whether we do it under the banner of motivation, whether we do it under the banner of marriage, whether we do it under the banner of teaching the Bible, addiction, whatever it is, we're influencers. As soon as you clicked on the camera and you released content, you became an influencer. Okay? I've been to churches where there's 12 people, but I looked up to that pastor more than anybody. And I've been to a place where there was 1,000 people and the same thing. So we're influencers.
Right.
And so there's a certain reason why our shirts match. There's a reason why we portray ourselves a certain way. It's all branding. It's all branding and influence, and we want to be positive with our influence. So a lot of our stuff is positive, obviously. Like pray for the people that you can get.
Yes.
Speak to the mountain. Links will all be below.
Speak to mountain.net.
Yep.
We're gonna get that.
Speak to the mountain.net, which you'll catch if you catch any photos with me outside of like my podcast, you'll see me with that hat on.
Oh my gosh. We went out of town. He had one of our hats. And he had your hat. I thought I was going to take a picture and send it to you.
And one sock on. That's an inside. And here's another one, which I know we all do for each other. And this can be by sharing stuff in confidentiality, by sharing, they make you feel safe. I know when I leave there, even if you don't agree with us, even if it ain't like we all agree on it. It ain't like if we sit down and talk about Revelation, I'll be like, hold on, Rachel. And you're going to be like, oh, well, what about this? And John's going to be like, well, I seen... That's all called relationship. I love her more than anybody, and we don't agree. We have to work through it. So, but I know when I leave, and Jahnna and me and Jahnna Jahnna and I'm working on my grammar. Went over these today on the way here, and I was saying this is kind of what she was. Oh, that's good, and she added a little bit. But I know when we leave each other, I'm safe. Like you're not gonna go, hey.
Right.
You're not gonna be on the coaching call like, "Hey, bro, y'all know Dave choked somebody out." No, I'm making a joke, but
refrain from the choking,
but I'm saying I know that my family, I can leave my kids with you, and I know they're safe. I can know that you are. If you're looking for something for me, it would be safe. You know, I know our relationship is safe.
Yeah, or even one better, just talking about like things with our kids. You know, which you just don't go and tell everybody. Some things are very personal, and just knowing that we can trust you guys, and you know, have a sounding board on things like that, and you guys as well. You know?
And vice versa for sure.
And
it goes both ways.
This one's probably not a good thing for me. And when I say the bad stuff, I'm talking about me and him. All right, they're pretty good. You don't have to watch what you say.
Dude, I get a kick out of YouTube's conversations. I'll text Rachel, go, "Are you listening?" I can't.
Because Nick and I aren't bad. We're just like 7th graders. Trapped in grown man bodies.
1000%.
Okay.
Oh God.
Sometimes 5th grade, even maybe even lower. But you know what? I think the stuff's funny, man. And sometimes we start laughing at it, and Jahnna's like,
I'm like,
"Are
what
you guys
is
really
happening?"
having this conversation?" Like, we know not to put each other on speakerphone if we're around certain. You know,
that's
Yeah,
the way it is.
no, don't do it.
And-
Don't put me on speakerphone.
No, never.
Ever.
Tim knows that too. Now he'll be like, "Hey, you're on speakerphone." I think I've almost got us canceled a couple times already. But and this one's a big one, which getting into why we're all here is they support your goals and dreams and visions. And we support your guys' goals, dreams, and visions. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying, but I was a big supporter of saying, "Release the podcast. What are you waiting on?" I was pushing you. I pushed you.
It was gonna be good.
I pushed you guys a lot because I seen in it, and I know, which nothing wrong with wanting to be detailed and have stuff and going. That's all a good idea. Sometimes I'm like a quarterback without shoulder pads. I'm like, let's go. Come on. Should have put those on. But so that's not a bad thing. But what you guys are doing, we support you. So those are green flags that I came up with this morning for our relationship.
That's awesome, man.
You know what I mean? And I'm trying to work on that because you know me, I can be negative guy sometimes. I can point out 50 bad things of why somebody irritates me, and you know that's a flaw in me. Or I expect people to do things the way I do it. You know, so what I'm trying to do now is think of the relationships that I'm close and say, what do I really value in them? Because sometimes we have good friends and we have good relationships, and you know, show me your friends to show me your future.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? The people you're hanging out with is either, you know, you're either adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it's going, right? You know, and so you guys definitely add, multiply to our life. You know what I mean? And you know, so every time we leave from you guys, it's joy. Like sometimes people think, you know, thank God you and I never got together when we were in our relapse thing.
Oh God,
because we'd probably be locked up. Something bad would have happened. So I think God knew.
Yeah,
He's like, we got to get them back, and if they get together,
He
this
separated us all.
We got to split it. Hey, them two. That's starting the thunder for the enemy.
You know,
for real.
So with all that being said, Jahnna, why don't you tell the fine people out there in the World Wide Web of this trailer park that we're in?
Where's my rocket chair at?
My plan. Boy, she's in the trailer park, but she put a bra on today. I'm joking. I love Jesus. You guys know I love Jesus.
Don't worry, I'll thump him in the
Look,
head
it
later.
says Jesus saves. What do you want from me?
You need a lot of saving.
Oh,
my
boy.
guy.
Hey, thank God for his grace and mercy.
Amen.
But no, baby, why don't you explain how you know Nic and Rachel for our listeners that don't know who they are, you know?
So we all were in Teen Challenge.
Minus me.
Us three, but you're affiliated with it because here you are.
After they told on me.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
He's still salty.
Oh, dude, he was looking out.
I'm doing better.
He was looking out for me.
10 years later.
It's longer, 11, 12 years later.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when was it? 2010, I think I went into Teen Challenge, and Rachel was actually my big sister, which was cool because they put somebody, you know, to help you learn the ropes and the rules and all that. And Rachel and I clicked, you know, right off the bat. she had a child, and I was kind of one of the older ones in the program, but I didn't really feel old because I did so many drugs. So I'm still like 12. But Rachel definitely was a joy for me. She made it easy and somebody I could just, because you want to be able to be yourself, and I like to laugh and have fun, and So, and then Rachel, I think she ended up. I think your mom pulled you right before you graduation.
That's a whole other story.
That's a whole nother story. Yeah, but I just remember I was so sad. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
But and then Rachel came back later, and of course I already knew all about Nic and where he was, and I'd seen all the pictures of Jackson, and so then I got to meet Nic, and it was just. It's funny because Nic is younger than me, but I looked at him like a big brother.
Yeah.
And Dave was like
9'7".
But it was so funny because I knew I was going to the police academy, right?
Yeah.
So I just had this I just had this headspace of I was very much tomboyish, still am. But it was like I didn't want to be one of those weak females. I wanted people around me that pushed me and helped me be a better person. And these two. They definitely did it. And they were really good with my kids, because then Adriana and Brianna and, so.
And then you went over there, but we'll leave the bathroom details. When you went over there.
Oh, my God.
That's it.
Well, you just brought it up.
No, I'm just playing. I just play. I had to make light of it. But no, I just remember Jahnna telling me that. Then you guys really told me. But anyway,
I'm like, go ahead, just put it out there.
No. I gotta protect my girl.
That will be.
Hey, you got any more towels in here? I used all these. Shower running. What about some shorts?
See, this is
Why is there water coming out of the bathroom door?
I see steam. Here, Jahnna, have some more. Slap your mama seasoning.
Back to why I said when we leave, we're energized. No, I'm just playing. So they were in your life. Jahnna and I are friends and hanging out, and Jahnna's in the re-entry program. So this is a year later.
Yeah, no, I'd already known David. I'd already known David. So David had seen me at my worst, but it was so crazy because at car washes, I would see him constantly, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy! This is crazy! It's just crazy how God orchestrated that." Yeah.
And so Jahnna and I one night, she gave me, I think it was us and all the kids, a ride to Walmart.
Oh, Wally World.
And we're walking through, and he's like,
and I text Brittany and asked for permission. By the way,
I said, did Jahnna relapse? Why she with that tattooed up gangster?
Who's this guy?
Where does this guy come from? Who is this guy? No,
he got Big Brother on me.
I might have had saggy pants on. Remember, that was like the
pants on the ground. Pants on the ground.
And I'm older than all of you guys, you know what I mean? But we had the kids, and I remember Nick's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "What's up, buddy?" And then, then she was like,
I was like, "Oh, I'm in trouble."
But that was out of concern because then I'm not going to say no names, but then we went to a wedding, and that was when Jahnna and I was starting to get serious, and nobody was Team David and Jahnna, right?
I can't remember.
And a lot of them people aren't even married anymore. That wasn't Team David and Jahnna. I'm not saying that as a jab. I'm just saying, lest you think you stand, you fall. I mean, you got to be careful when you start making judgments of what you think of a person, and because that makes you Jesus and God in their life, right? It's okay to care for somebody if you really care about them, you're worried about them, you pray about it. But anyway, that's
a motive.
So anyway, we went to a wedding. I could tell you guys who it is because this is a still trap right here. This thing.
Because we all don't know. We're
the 51-year-old guy with the memory. It's a blessing and a curse because I don't forget anything. But anyway, so we're at this wedding. And I didn't want to go. Jahnna wanted me to go with you guys. It was at the beach. And
it was. Can't remember who.
So we get there, and there's like the whole little teen challenge crew. See, I don't know if you remember this, but this is the stuff that sticks in my head of the little stuff that I remember.
Yeah.
And nobody was talking to me. Like I didn't want to be there. And what's her name? I'm not gonna say it. I was started to. I'm not gonna put him on blast.
Don't do it.
Anyway, I won't. See, he's keeping me under control. But anyway,
good friend.
They made some judgments and whatever. And Nic was the only person that came over and talked to me.
Yeah.
And that was after I'd seen you at Walmart and all that.
I remember that.
And then you were like, hey, bro, I wasn't trying to get nobody in trouble. And I was like, oh, man, she's a grown woman. I get it or whatever. And then we became cool.
Yeah.
And then we started, me and you kind of started talking. And then you're like, oh, you guys going to be, and then, you know what I mean? I really don't know how we
became friends
after that. But Jahnna was getting out. She moved out. And then you were like, hey, you guys should come to dinner. And then we did dinner, and then then me and you started talking. You were still working at Teen Challenge, and then you're like, bro, I want to start my own business. I'm like, and this is the advice I gave you, which we've talked about this. I go, how many cars do you need to detail to make your Teen Challenge paycheck? And then you go, well, when you look at it that way, I only need a half of one.
For real.
I'm joking.
But
a little bit of truth in that.
Jesus saves.
But I think, I mean, like even me, I was scared to leave Teen Challenge because we had a covering.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
it's
Even
a
though I was
safety.
ready, we had a covering, so that made it
Yeah.
kind of hard for everybody.
And so that started our friendship.
Right.
And then you would come work with me when I needed some
Yeah.
muscle. We did
I
a whole
came the one time.
we did a
Yeah,
whole
I
game
brought
room.
the
We
game
did an
room.
LGCU game room.
We did
That
Florida
was
Golf
fun.
Coast.
That was fun.
We did the Florida Golf Coast. Anyway, that
sure
started
did.
our friendship.
Yeah.
And then we were really tight. And then you guys went out of transition, started doing your business.
Yep.
Went on, things happened. You guys, had Jace, you came on out, and then
First pair of Jordans.
I bought his first pair of Jordans.
Yeah, you got
I
it. I
know.
still got them.
And
Yeah.
Nick has
Brand
them.
new in the box.
Oh, you showed them to me.
They're
Yeah.
Jordan 11 Legend Blues.
Yep.
What you know about that?
I bought. That's right. I bought them. That's my signature. Anybody who knows me,
Yep.
if you have kids, I'm usually the first guy who buys them Jordans.
Get the J's.
And then that started our friendship, and then we all got comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Facts.
we got comfortable on our side and had a relapse, and we didn't want to tell you guys. And then you guys were kind of doing your thing.
Yeah.
Had some, and then it all started like, we can drink these drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, these four people can't drink
Absolutely
these
not.
drinks.
We can't
No.
drink these
Mm-mm.
You
drinks.
know,
Can't drink
and
these drinks.
and
No drinking here.
I
Can't
We
used
go
to-
hard on the drinks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
And
don't stop.
we good with the yards. No, I'm just kidding. For real. No, but and then
Throwing up in the yard.
I used to be. I used to be ashamed of that, bro. And I know it sounds like we're joking, guys. And if you're struggling with addiction out there or you fell
Yeah.
away, God has a plan for your life, and He's right there. He never left you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
1000%.
But so we kind of was doing our things because at the very beginning of all of it, pride set in somewhere
Yeah.
Yeah.
in all of us. We thought, well, we're working, we're doing good.
Yeah.
We're married now. We got a
Yeah.
house. We're going to church on Sunday. We run a business. Jahnna's working here. We can have a margarita. You right? And then you guys were like, I could sit at the hot tub and have a couple beers. I've been sober this long. And then that's how it started, right?
Yeah, for real.
Pride set in, that false pride that we could do it.
Yeah.
And I used to be ashamed, and I say this on here all the time, when I would tell people, they'd be like, you want a beer? You know how it is
Yeah.
when you get done working. How many customers said, hey, it's Friday, you want a
Yeah,
beer or whatever?
Yeah,
I
that's
used to
what
be
they
like,
offer you for a
Yeah.
tip.
all the time.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, no, I got another one. And now I'm like, no, man, I don't drink. And they're like, why? And I'm like, why not? Like,
Yeah.
like,
Well, you
like,
see
why
what happened
would I?
was.
Why would I? You know,
you
and-
might want to sit.
I tell her, you don't want me to drink.
Yeah, right.
I'll start off your best friend, but then we're
Yeah.
going to
We're going to rearrange this house.
Yeah, it's gonna get rearranged, and you're gonna wake up with a little less money in your bank account. And Nick gonna be, where's that my new friend?
Yeah.
He went bye.
I told a guy too. He's like, oh, you could go out one time. I said, here's the deal.
Absolutely not.
Here's the deal. I said, now when I go out, you ain't leaving till I'm done.
Mm.
And I promise you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap
Yeah.
you out.
You're gonna be like, oh, can we quit? I'm like, we just getting started.
Just
you know?
started, Bubba.
And so thank God now we all turn that into doing
Wow.
Jesus things, right?
Yeah.
We turn it around
Yes.
and push it.
We took
Now-
that energy.
And
and
now
put it
people are
into
like, you're going
something
to do this, aren't you? No, man, we got
Yeah.
hope. Like I
Yeah.
told the lady on the plane flying back from Texas, she's like, I'm a little nervous to get on this plane. I said, don't worry about it. Jesus ain't done with me yet. I said, I got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
I said, don't worry about that plane. I got a lot of stuff to do. I wasted too many years for Jesus, so we're going to be all right. And she goes, I feel a lot better now. Jahnna goes, no, but he's being serious.
My God, for real.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff to do for Jesus. He ain't going to take me
Yeah.
yet.
You built
I
that
got to go, And
that.
but I wasn't worried about it.
No,
I'm like, hey,
no.
man, Jesus got a lot to do with me. But you know, I look over that. So what I do before we come on the podcast, I love to tell you, I sit down and script this. And of course, we talk all the time, and we just were on yours and all that. But I go over usually while John is getting ready, whoever we're going to have on. I mentally go over my relationship with them, how I met them, and thank God I have a good memory because I can remember little stuff. I can remember one time I was stuck with a shuffleboard, and you drove all the way over to help me lift it into a U-Haul truck real quick.
What?
Rip it out. Yeah, see, you don't remember that. I do. I also remember the one-piece slate.
Oh, I remember that.
We won't say the name of the church.
Oh, the ski road.
But you better cash at me some drinks.
Wait a minute. That never.
No. What? Yeah, we almost died.
We did one of the hardest one-piece slate pool tables with no railing over the top. Pastor Carlos, oh man of faith, he's like, let it go. And you're like, no.
And, I'm a loser.
Hey, but no, so but anyway, so there was a lot of times you came and helped me, and then you know, you came the birthday parties, and we came dinner and
birthday party.
Yeah, and then we had the relapse, and John and I was in a bad place, and not to get into all that, but we split up friendship wise. You know, you guys talked to Jahnna for a while, and then me and you were talking, and then then you went your way, I went my way, and then destruction happened in both of our lives.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I had a heart attack. I had felony stops, went to jail. You guys had countless things. And we're not going to get into all that. Here's why we're not going to tell you all the stories, because you're going to go and you're going to like and you're going to subscribe to Speak to the Mountain podcast. Because you want to hear a story. They've got some stories. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And so I want every one of our listeners to go on there. I'm not a guy who tells you like, wait a minute, this is my influence of people here, and
where'd that voice come from?
I don't know, but I love Diana. Do you love that voice? Diana says no with that voice. But anyway,
hell no.
I want you guys to go like and subscribe and listen to what now. Our podcast is, you know, we deal with a lot of marriage stuff, and you guys do too, but I don't want to say we don't teach the Bible, because, you know, Jesus saved my life, and without Jesus, I'd be dead. And who knows where I'd be. He's my Lord and Savior, and he saved our marriage and without him. But we touch on a little bit of different topics. You guys touch on topic. Well, you do your stuff, Nic and Rachel. We do stuff, Jahnna and David. And so go on there, like, subscribe. The links are below. Get their merch. But really, go on and listen to their story and support and listen to what they got to say. Because I promise you, people out there that's struggling, people out there that think they went too far. Maybe they made some mistakes and they think they failed as parents, and you don't think God can restore something. I promise you right now, you won't be disappointed. So do it. And that's for real. Because it's, I want to see them win. You know what I'm saying? I want to see them.
They are winning.
They are. But I mean, I want to see them just keep growing and keep growing.
I appreciate that, bro. For real.
It can only get better.
So Nic, going to the business side of it, you left. I was telling a little bit. You were working for Teen Challenge, you know, there and doing your thing. And it's funny because we had a picture of us. I came and spoke to the men, and me and you're standing there. Yeah, my hair looked amazing.
My hair looked amazing.
We had hair.
Easy on my buddy.
Shots fired.
And then we went back a couple months ago.
You guys are so funny.
We went back a couple months ago, and we seen that picture, and then we were all back again. So it was like like we were doing good. We went and did our thing.
Full circle.
That's the thing about God. He's always right there. Not saying that we want you to go relapse and get away from God. You know what I'm saying?
Please no.
Stay the course. Don't do it. But if you are in a place where you've gotten away, you're not where you used to be, maybe you've blown it and you think, man, God can never use me again. You're looking at 4 people right now. That is proof that God can use you right where you are and bring you back and restore everything that the devil tried to steal.
Yeah, you ain't too far gone.
No,
real.
Never too far gone.
And so you guys, a little bit about the only reason I'm not trying to have you guys tell so much of your story, because I really want them to go there. But I tell a little bit about where you're from, how you guys met, you know, in a nutshell.
Oh man, in a nutshell, we're both originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I mean, we met in what? Grade school.
Oh my
Kindergarten?
gosh.
Grade school, yeah, grade school.
I bet Nic was a heck of a finger painter.
Yeah.
He was eating a glue. Actually, I was in the grade ahead of him.
Yeah.
Oh.
You robbed in the cradle.
He's a cradle
robber. Go cradle robber. Hey,
I'm
what
just
was
smarter.
Fourth, fifth grade. I pulled that number at the end of the year. She wrote it down on the in my yearbook.
He said I pulled that number.
used to have to
pulled
get
that
my
And he
number.
never called me.
I used to have to get my.
I was like, nah, I can't
That's
call.
because he didn't have a
Like,
phone.
We gotta wait a year before you
He
call
had
her.
one. It was just attached to the wall.
Hey.
No, I did call, but your mama thought I was black, and she ain't
She
give you the dang
did.
phone.
Oh, I can see that.
Calling.
Who called?
That really happened.
It really did.
That's awesome.
I believe that.
I love it.
Hey.
But I used to have to get my neighbor's phone number because we didn't have a phone. I'm like, hey, if anybody calls, can you yell out the window? We ain't got one, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, gosh.
I used to walk to the payphone and then call somebody collect. If you have a collect call, I'd be like, call me back, 682-377. And then it'd be like, hey, girl, yeah, get ready to go get my car.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so you guys met in kindergarten. You pulled the phone number.
Yeah, man. And she moved to Lake Charles.
Yeah, well,
Lake Charles.
Eventually,
Anyway,
yeah.
long story short, man.
We met back up at a party.
Me and her
At my
brother.
brother's
I
house.
was.
How old?
God, I don't want to say this, but I was
22.
selling drugs to her brother.
22.
Yeah, but I was selling drugs
Wow.
to your brother, and you came over. Don't say it. Oh, we can't do
I
it.
can't hear you. I can't hear you.
No, but anyway, but it was cool how that was going on because you came over that one day and then it was like, who is this, whatever, and then
Yeah.
you linked up with my
But
cousin.
I knew you.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what I'm
was
saying,
living
yeah.
with your cousin.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
For
but
you know,
our whole
it was
li-
just a whole.
in a nutshell,
this.
our whole lives have just been intertwined.
Intertwined.
It's like
Yeah.
it's just like
Because
it was meant to be.
God knew.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
pretty wild when you hear the full. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
pretty
you're going to go
wild.
like and subscribe to Speak to the
That's
Mic.
right.
go.
You got to hear the story.
You got to
Yeah.
hear the story.
'Cause this is a good
So
one.
you guys met. You went down that path, partying,
Yeah.
drugs.
but
Or-
we were already each bad off.
Yeah, you
and
guys already doing your thing,
And
so you guys-
when we got together,
fueled it.
I mean, it was like Bonnie and Clyde.
Right.
I mean, it was not.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, it
And
was
so
bad.
you went through some things which led you guys both to Teen Challenge,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
The same thing, drugs,
Yeah.
partying,
Yep.
getting arrested.
All the bad stuff.
You died. Almost
Yeah.
died a couple
Times.
times.
Yeah.
And then you end up Teen Challenge, you're working, you come back
Yeah.
here. We both were working there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
That's when
this
we met.
beautiful savage comes in there.
Beautiful savage.
Right. And this hillbilly sweeps her off her feet. I'm like, hey girl, come here, talk to me.
Hey, I'm gonna take you to Wally
I'm
World.
like, you're a 10. You are a 10.
We're going to Wally World
I was
on
like,
a
you
date.
know what? I'm gonna say, you know what
You
you,
got a
want?
car? You drive? Let's go.
I go, hey, hey.
We're taking the bus.
I go like this. I go, you ain't got a car or license, do you? So, yeah, I was like, all right, pick me up.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
my
come over here to this trailer park and get me.
Listen, I used to have to go to TC and he would sit on the bench. Remember that bench?
With the
First
bench
one into Pine
already.
Manor,
Yeah.
there was that bench right
Yeah.
there. I'd be like, all right, you sit
I
right there.
remember-
I'll be back.
Yeah, because I couldn't go there. I
Oh
remember
my
sitting on the bench. I was like,
gosh.
I ain't gonna be sitting on two more benches. I'm done. You know who I
He
am?
didn't say
I'm
that.
like, drop me off on the bench.
He's like, I'll wait for you.
I'm like, I'm gonna say, I look like Forrest Gump sitting on that bench, bro. Like I have my feet off to the side.
Yeah, that's what made me love you.
That's what made you love me. I thought it was. Oh yeah.
I love Forrest Gump.
Life is
Sorry,
like a
I
box of
ruined your
chocolate.
black.
My favorite.
Hey, she's like, sorry, I ruined
Your
your Black
Black
Panther
Panther
party. No, but so we all link up, and then
Oh my God.
listen. When I told you the green flag, we leave energized. This goes on anytime we're together, from wherever we're at,
does.
whatever house.
It does.
It goes from what we're supposed to do. We try to be serious and love some Jesus,
And we can't.
and we
We can.
we got
We
serious.
do.
We got
I was talking
Rachel's
about
like,
the
yes, we
being
wait a minute.
serious part. We can't be serious.
we got serious on your guys'
Oh my gosh.
podcast,
Yes.
the testimony.
Oh,
Yeah.
yo, big facts.
Yeah.
They're doing a really cool thing, testimony, and it's funny because Nic was like he gave me the writer. That's what they call it in music. Like, no, he told me that. Basically, he
Well,
said
be
it ain't all fun and games, Dave. Not everything's fun and games about Jesus, Dave. Dave.
So we're going to have to be serious.
No, actually, he said, this ain't the Relentless Hope podcast, Dave. He's like, so when you come over to the Speak to the Mountain podcast, Dave. No, he said, but no, man.
I need you to be serious.
But whenever Nick starts our conversation like this, I'm going to tell you, but I know I don't have to tell you. I'm like,
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
That's his way to think he's fooling me to believe
Right.
what he
Yeah.
said.
You just let him think.
You
just let him
tricked me.
think.
Yeah, this guy's
Just let
way
him
too
think.
smart for his own good.
Nick just tricked me.
Yeah.
The fact that you let me believe I got it, you know what I mean?
I go, what, bro?
Dang, man.
I go, what, bro? that's my serious voice. I go, what's up, bro? I'm like, yeah, man. And then he's like, you know, I'm gonna try not to make you cry. I was like, all right, man. Yeah.
He's like, don't worry, because I'll do it all by myself.
Then I hung up the phone. I go, I promise, John, I won't make no jokes. She's like, what Nick said? I go, he was giving me a writer. In the lovingest way he could, he was like, this isn't a joking podcast, Dave. We want to talk about Jesus and what he done for you.
Yeah.
But
no, we did.
In all honesty, I can get serious too and tell you what Jesus done for me. And we got over there, and heck, I was crying by the first question.
You folded up like a rusty lawn chair that's
did.
been sitting in the backyard for 15 years.
I did. You know why? Because that's a proof that God's real. Because used to, this heart would look any way I could screw you over. Yeah. If your mom was hungry and my mom was hungry, your mom was hungry, Jack. You know what I mean? That's how I was. I was that person that only looked out. And so knowing that, you know, John and I can start talking about something and man, you know, that's God's sovereignty and his grace and his mercy, and he was forgiven much, loves much. Yeah. And so that's going to be coming out. You guys got to see these testimonies. Johnna did hers, and I know you're doing other people's. Yeah. It's really a cool, cool podcast. Twitch.
We get in there and Twitch.
Mama said they take me
Twitch.
anywhere. No, but hey, Jesus!
Hey. Don't do drugs.
Ever.
It's really a cool switch on the podcast play. You know what I mean? Because everybody's doing a podcast, which is awesome that we have the platforms to do it.
You're right.
Going, but I think that's going to really get to see inside of some people. And I thought it was pretty clever. You guys did it.
It was really powerful.
Tell me, I mean, I know, and I know your family, and I know both your boys, and just both of them awesome in their own right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And as what I think the young one, you know, as what he's went through, and you guys can share a little bit. I think he's going to shock the world of the genius he's going to be. And then Jackson is probably going to pick up a car and flip it.
Company.
He's big and but he's smart too. You know what I mean?
He's a thinker.
Yeah, he's a thinker.
He's a gentle giant.
He's also soft-hearted.
He's a gentle giant. Because I see him looking, he's just like thinking, like, I could say something really mean right now, but I think I'm gonna be nice. I noticed that about him, so that means he's got a good heart.
That's exactly
so God will use him to probably, which I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm prophetic or anything, but to counsel people and change people's life and love them through hard things. That's what I see him doing.
That's cool, man.
Just by the way, just being around him for a minute, not for a minute, but every time I'm around him, I just want. People think I'm always talking and I don't pay attention, but really I talk and ask something, but that's from places I've been. I do stuff on purpose to do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can call me Davey Angles.
Yeah.
If you want. No, but I'm always paying attention to kids. Like even my own kids, or when I'm around other people's kids, and Johnna's the same way. And it goes back to the green flags, noticing the little things.
Yeah.
Right.
See, a lot of people go, oh yeah, he's a big boy, ain't he?
Yeah.
But they miss the whole other part. So I missed where I caught that was when you was there one day and you said something like, boy, you gonna eat something. And the way I seen his face, he was like, he didn't get smart like my Jackson would. You know what I mean? And my Jackson obviously has got his qualities, but he's got a lot of me as smart. But he thought for a minute and he tactfully did it. I thought, that's pretty. I see what he did here. He did it gentle but firm. But anyway, something that a counselor would have to do. Sometimes you got to be gentle, but you got to be firm too. Yeah,
very tactful.
And so he'll do that. And then of course we know the music man. You know what I mean? He's gonna change the world.